Welcome everyone, thank you for joining us today. This is the information session on our RPA Drone Business Operations program with Seneca College. This is a one-year, two-semester graduate certificate program. I remember meeting Seneca College team about 3 years ago at our annual industry conference, and they brought in this very interesting vision to build a full-time drone training program at an academic institute. That idea really took roots, and for 3 years, it's been a lot of work from the Seneca team as well as many subject experts from the industry. So it's very exciting now to see the program launch and to be talking to you today about everything on this exciting new program. I also have Amanda Ashburn with me from Seneca College, and Amanda is going to be telling us about the program overview, giving us an idea of the different courses available in this program, and then from there I'll be talking about the partnership between Seneca College and here at AlteX Academy. We'll also be talking about the vision of the program. What would you be able to achieve after graduating from the RPAS Drone Business Operations? And we'll also reserve the final part of today's session to address any questions you may have. Now, Amanda, tell us everything about this very exciting program.
Thank you, Ife, for that introduction. I cannot believe it's been 3 years. We must be having a blast because it feels like yesterday that we just met and you were gracious enough to introduce me to many industry representatives and experts in their fields. It was there that I was able to learn about what is the industry looking for. What are they looking for from a graduate of this graduate certificate program? And what I learned is 4 buckets. Of course, you need to learn how to fly, but more importantly, what can you do with that tool? We want to be able to have someone who can collect data, present data, and also talk to professionals in the industry. In this program, as a graduate, you'll be able to collect data, also complete research, and build business partnerships and business models that you can take with you after graduating. This one-year, two-semester program allows students to come in as professionals or folks who are entrepreneurials already and looking for an extra tool to continue on their lifelong learning. In semester 1, during the capstone project, you're able to pair with an existing business and explain to them how RPAS will benefit their sustainability and financially. In semester 2, you have the opportunity to submit your ideas and present to a panel of experts so you can receive feedback from industry representatives before heading into the industry and promoting your business opportunities through your business model.
Thank you, Amanda. It's definitely helpful to see all the courses laid out along with the capstone projects. AlteX Academy is a partner of this graduate certificate program with Seneca College. We provide students with the flight operations, with the flight field, with facilities, as well as the lab opportunity for students to conduct hands-on flight operations. I want to give everyone a quick background on AlteX Academy. We are a training school here in northern part of Toronto, and our background actually came from film production back in 2006. So both Alex and I came from traditional film production. We especially with a focus on what we call the specialty equipment. So we were working with traditional aerial cinematography as well as other remote head operations. In 2010, we got introduced to drone operations, adding a tool to traditional filming. We actually built one of the first heavy lift drones here in Canada, paired up with professional cameras. We were one of the first 3 teams to start the drone department in the film union here with IATSE 667. And for about 3 to 4 years, we were flying for many of the high-end film projects here in Canada. In film, Every project is different. So when we started building our own business, looking back, I always like to say film production was a natural environment to actually foster entrepreneurs because every project you go to, it's almost like building a new business plan. You get to go to a new location, you get to work with new teams, new environment. And what's important for specialty equipment is you're working with very complex environment. For example, we were working with highway closures. We were working with downtown city closures and even, sets with explosions. And you have to work with 40 people at least to coordinate everyone and making sure the operations are carried out safely, as well as capturing the stunning cinematic footage. So that experience really helped us when we started putting our skills into training programs and helping students to also benefit from drone technologies through our experience. At the beginning, the program was really designed for film professionals. We thought, many of the camera operators, directors would come through the program trying to learn a new tool. But what was interesting is over the first 2 years of the program, we had many corporate sectors, public safety and construction engineers coming through the program. They wanted to take drone technologies and they really opened our eyes to what you can do with drones beyond just filming. From traditional survey to search and rescue to help save people's lives to even deliver drone goods or medical supplies. There are just so many things you can do outside of filming. Because of our experience in building the equipment and working with industry professionals through our film experience, we're able to help our students even after pilot certification. Even after getting through their basic training, they kept coming back to us wanting to explore more areas through consulting, through research projects. And that's where really our experience to bring into with Seneca's graduate certificate program. It's seeing that different industry sectors being able to set a vision, to have a vision for what they want to achieve or to solve a specific problem or challenge for traditional industries. And then go through that feasibility study process, go through the research process and implement, shape their vision to come to a solution, to have that solution. And that's the vision we're bringing into our partnership with Seneca College. We support the students, we support our program students by giving them access to our flight field located just 20 minutes north of Toronto. So students will have access to a 70-acre flight field with location support facilities with a whole variety of different kinds of drones. And along with our lab instructors, students will be able to design an idea on what they can achieve and take a drone, go to the lab environment, and actually fly the drone to try out the idea, to see how things actually work. So I'm very excited about our partnership with Seneca College. We really believe the program is focused on producing solution-ready students, not just to have skills and knowledge through training, but also to take training to be inspired about building solutions, testing that solutions, and taking the solutions to real industry parties, partners, and help them to deliver results.
Yes, Ife, thank you so much for all that information. As you can see, it was an easy fit that all of the aspects that we learned from AlteX, we had to partner and learn more. So we're really excited that we have taken this opportunity to find this quality flight training academy, and we can't wait to start working with them.
Thank you, Amanda. Since the announcement of the program launch, we're already having so much interest from potential students, and I can see questions already showing up on Q&A. So let's dive right into the student questions. Many of the questions are focused on course demand and course load. How many hours of lectures or study per week can students expect?
Absolutely. So for the first semester and the second semester, there are 21 hours per week that will be expected from you. But the wonderful thing about this program is that it's hybrid and online learning. So you aren't expected to be at the campus very often. We want to make sure that the professionals We understand you have your day job, and we're going to make sure that the schedule of the classes are in between that, 4 to 7 p.m. so that you have that time to complete what you have to do during the day and then come home and learn on your computer, and then also make your way to the flight field for a small percentage of the time, and that will be your face-to-face learning.
And that's perfect because that's related to the next question. For working professionals, do they have the option to learn part-time?
In a traditional sense, it's not a part-time program, but because you have this option to learn online and learn in an asynchronous environment and learn after work hours, really makes it a part-time delivery. A lot of the assignments and activities you'll be completing on your own time and managing your own expectations. So really, it is a part-time yet a full-time load.
That was a perfect answer. I believe that was how we presented to the students as well. It is a full-time load, full-time course load for the program. However, because the program is designed as a graduate certificate program, it's designed for so many working professionals and entrepreneurs. So we wanted to make sure that we can support them by having part-time hours available. Either they can complete 4 to 7 after their normal workday, or they can even come. Our facility also has hours available during the weekend to make sure if students want to come in for the lab time, for the flight time, they can also choose to schedule weekend sessions.
Yeah, and it makes it very versatile for that working professional. We can also have a compressed delivery. In the second semester, there are some flight hours that you must complete. You must complete 42 flight hours in order to complete the program, but that doesn't mean, throughout the 14 weeks. If you want to complete your flight portion within a condensed period of, say, 2 weeks, that's also an option. So you don't have to complete it throughout the entire 14-week period. But if you do, the option is there to continuously come into the flight lab.
And Amanda, I know earlier you mentioned the program is asynchronous, which means it's available as a hybrid model. So there's online portion as well as in-person portion. And many students, especially, I guess many students are not located in Toronto area. So they're wondering what's the breakdown. So if they were to trying to coordinate and schedule, out of a 2-semester time, how much time are they expected to be on campus here in Toronto?
Great question, and thank you for adding that to the chat. 10% of the course time is actually face-to-face. So out of the 14 courses, you only have to be face-to-face for a maximum of 10% of the course time. So again, it makes it very versatile. Also, looking at the capstone project, when you pair with an existing business, you might have the option to fly with them. If they have the area to fly in an ethically and safe manner, you can complete your research with your paired business. Or if you're looking at research in a different aspect, you can come and fly at the flight fields at AlteX.
I believe we were looking at the actual flight hours. In semester 1, it is the flight operations, the essentials, which means that students have 1 week of flight training and flight time at our facility here on campus. So that's only 1 week time for the first semester, and then come to the second semester for the advanced flight training. That's about 2 weeks in total. Again, of the hands-on flight time. Outside of those two, there is an optional one, which is the capstone project, as Amanda mentioned. The reason that one is optional is because finding a proper flight facility with access to all the equipment is not so easy. So obviously, part of the partnership is students can choose to do their capstone and research projects here on AlteX facility that's available to all the program students. But should you find an industry partner that has the facility, has the equipment, and you're able to complete your research at their facility or at their location, then you can definitely go for it. So it's not mandatory having to come to campus for your capstone projects. But the 1 week for first semester and the 2 weeks for second semester, you can choose to condense that in that 1 or 2 weeks period. If you're traveling obviously from out of town and you want to schedule for just that portion of time to stay in Toronto, you can do so. But if you are local and you want to do that on a part-time basis, you want to basically accumulate the total hours by coming in 4 to 7 during the weekdays, or coming in for a full day on the weekend, every week. That's entirely up to you. So because the program is designed for working professionals, it does have that flexibility. As long as you complete the work and meet the total hours, we're not restricting you on a specific day of the week to do that.
Absolutely. And to add to, we're looking to group individuals together that might have unique research thoughts that they want to complete. So when they go to the flight lab, we might have someone that's interested in agriculture, and then we might have someone who's interested perhaps in first responders, or even construction, and that will be a nice mix to learn from one another. So you're learning from your fellow classmates while you're at the flight lab.
Thank you, Amanda. And there's another question, especially this program being with Seneca College, which is a public college here in Toronto. As we know, public college has many different facilities and resources besides just coming in for training. At Seneca, we have a great innovation program. We also have entrepreneurship center. So many students are asking, when they enroll into the graduate certificate program, do they have access to all the other facilities and resources here at Seneca College?
100%. And there is entrepreneurial, scholarships available, innovation projects available. We have a fantastic resource from our libraries that are all asynchronous. You can, be at the library virtually any time of the day, but everything will be offered to the student applying to this program that Seneca has to offer.
And I remember talking to Seneca's Innovation Center and the Entrepreneurship Center. There are already projects and people, interested in working with students from the graduate certificate program. From general aviation, people who are interested in understanding the safety and the air traffic management aspect of drone operations. There are people starting their new businesses with the Entrepreneurship Center and wanting to understand what different technologies or solutions they can incorporate from drone operations. Also, civil engineer program interested in using drones for survey and understanding how drone surveys are actually delivering value. So we're already having interest in partnerships with our program students. So by joining the Seneca College program, you definitely will have access to a lot more than just what the one graduate certificate program has to offer. Now, as Amanda mentioned, the flight operations is a big part of this program. So students are asking, do they need to have any flight experience before coming into the program?
And that answer is absolutely no. We start off from ground zero. You're able to practice and get stick time at our flight field. You start by completing an asynchronous training program offered by AlteX that prepares you for the Transport Canada exam. And then you also complete your practical portion of the exam with AlteX. So you can come in with no flight experience. If you do have flight experience, we are going to ask you to complete something called a previously learned assessment, where you must go to the flight field to show that you have your proper certification, and also show us a few things with the drone so that we can sign off and say, yes, you have completed the course expectations.
And regarding flight operations, I also want to mention flight operations has a focus on operations, not just the flying portion. And that is a focus of this program. It's not just to get you out there to fly a drone, but more importantly is what happens before you fly. Do you do the airspace analysis? Do you do all your site survey, your equipment check, make sure that you can actually fly safely? And also after the flight itself, flight logs, making sure, do the equipment maintenance, assess your flight results, process the data collected, and get into a position to analyze that data processing and being able to make decisions or make suggestions based on the processed data. So those are all important factors of the flight operations part. So in this program, we're not necessarily training or producing pilots, but we're really producing industry leaders. After the program, we want students to be able to go to NAV Canada and say, look, I can design the program that helps to improve the airspace safety, or go to Transport Canada to say, I have research projects that can assess the statistics of drone safety data, operations management that help government sectors to assess the risk and plan, for further regulations. So those are the different visions from the program coming out from general operations. So essentially, students from this program should be able to go to industry and really help at that higher level to lead the industry, to take the Canadian drone industry to the next level.
Absolutely. I'm really excited about potential students and graduates. It'll be the first cycle through, and we'll be learning about all the new technologies on top of that, but also about regulations and operations and how we're going to frame the future of this program. So we're really excited to learn about the operations part, pre-brief, post-brief, and planning for all of your flight missions.
One final question from our potential students is, does this program cover video editing or data processing or drone survey software? So they're wondering, is there any software training to help them understand the results produced from drone flights?
So we do have 3 courses dedicated to software and how to use and how to present, collect information, but I will bring this question over to Yifei to speak more about the training side of it. But there is a vast amount of curriculum already in the academic portion of the program.
I know this question had a specific software. They're asking about video editing software. So in this program, we're not necessarily training you how to be, a video or a film editor. We're not going to cover the video editing software. However, we are going to cover the general data processing software. You can data you can gather from drones. Let it be video, let it be pictures, let it be geomatics data. And if any of those fields is what you want to pursue, then you can pursue them further in the capstone projects. So again, because this is with Seneca College, we do have facilities. We have even access to different educational level of software. So if you really want to pursue further and understand how video editing works, we have access to those type of software here at Seneca, even through our library with different training material. So you can definitely decide to pursue that with your own time. Or if you want to move further with, say drone survey or civil engineering type of software, those are all available with the different Seneca programs. And this is also why we emphasize on collaboration and partnership in the capstone projects, because when it comes to operations, it's not a single person's job. So part of understanding, teamwork, the human element, how to work with others and how to bring their expertise together to produce results, those are all part of the program learning objectives.
Thank you, Yifei. Yes, absolutely. We have our human factors course that looks at the multi-crew cooperation between all of the different people that you'll be interacting with during your flight and during your research. So there's a communication aspect there, that it's not just you, but you're talking to NavCan, you're talking to other students, you're talking to your instructor. But furthermore, in the industry, there's a whole gambit of folks that you must be able to communicate properly in order to be successful with your mission. So there's a huge aspect of the human element and human factors in this program, as well as safety management systems, which is extremely important when you are operating and flying drones.
Thank you everyone for joining us today. I know many of you have really taken the information from this webinar, and you probably have further questions before enrolling for the program. So we have put our contact information as well as the program online information in the video description down below. So please check them out. And if you have any additional questions, feel free to get in touch with either me or Amanda through the program information page in the video description down below. So we're very excited to hear more from our students or potential students. Personally, I'm really looking forward to seeing the graduates coming out from the program and delivering solutions to industry parties, especially to enterprise level users. I remember starting in the drone industry back in 2010. And I always said, for the first 3 years, there was always something new, someone coming in with a new concept, a new idea on what they can do with drones. And 3 years into the industry, I said, we must have run out of new ideas of what we can do. But I have to say the industry continues to surprise me with people coming in on different solutions and really, drones for good solutions that can help the traditional industry sectors to improve safety, improve efficiency, as well as delivering better results. So really looking forward to more of that, and they're only made possible by students with a different vision coming into the program. As the graduate certificate program, the vision is not to teach everyone and teach them skills or knowledge. It's more about the process. Both the instructors, industry partners, as well as the students coming together to create a vision and the solution to help push the industry forward. Amanda, would you like to tell us about your vision of the program?
Absolutely, and it aligns a lot with what you've already said, but just to reiterate, we're really excited about the tangible takeaways of this program, solution-based thinking, so that you can have something to bring with you. This is what graduate certificates are all about, and we're excited to be a part of your lifelong learning.
And stay posted for more program webinars coming up.